What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I'm still tinkering with the new setup, lighting. The camera had to be adjusted. Last night I went live. Those of you that were there, thank you very much. We almost hit 200 people on the live last night. It was a late live. The camera was, uh, the settings were wrong, and it looked like I was glowing, looked like a damn alien. But hopefully this is better. Um, before I get into this story, um, if you're not already subscribed, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Everybody that is subscribed, and if you're just subscribing, make sure you hit the notification bell and put it on all, because a lot of you guys, your stuff is on personalized. Personalized means you ain't gonna see me. Okay. Now, let's get into today's video. I've touched on before how during my incarceration, I sold a lot of drugs. That was my hustle. And because of things that I was involved in, that's what you do. Your main focus after you establish that you have security on the yard and you are able to make money, then that becomes your priority. Making money uh, and making as much of it as you can and getting it where it needs to go. So I did that for years. And where I did that at, I had a reputation of always having pretty much the best shit. If it wasn't what I was used to serving people, I would let them know, hey, this one, this one's about a 7, and they'd be like, it's all good. We like doing business with you. And it dawned on me today, and I want to say something. Um, Again, all I can speak to is the raza from Southern California. Okay. In all the years that I was slinging dope, no, first let me say this. In my time in prison, I will tell you that I saw more dudes lock it up or get whacked behind their drug addiction over anything else, man. And people will say, well, Dubs, if you really gave a fuck about the raza, why were you slinging? Because that's what I did. It's one of those things. What do dope dealers always say? If I ain't selling it to them, somebody else will. I might as well get the money. And in all the years that I was slinging dope in there, I thought about it today. I can only remember one dude that owed me money that locked it up. There may have been a couple other, I can't recall, but I remember one dude, man. And to me, that was surprising when I sat back and thought about it this morning. When I was trying to think, what am I going to talk to you guys about? And, the drug epidemic, you know what? I feel like my mic is too loud. Is it too loud? Let me turn it down a little bit. Hold on a second. Uh, check. Okay, maybe that's better. But I feel like the drug epidemic is so bad out here, but people don't realize it's even worse in there. Um, so to me, for me, to sit back and realize, what, that I can remember only one dude locked it up that owed me money, and he owed everybody. He owed and you know what? And he didn't lock it up. We actually we whacked him. And check this out. I really want to say his name and neighborhood, but I don't want to do his neighborhood like that. This dude was he was a piece of shit. He always had good money, but that's the thing in there. Everybody that has good money only has good money for so long. And as a dope man in there, you got to recognize that. Like, how long has his Vato been down? Because he's spending money, but how long has he been down? Because you kind of know, like, in the first 3 years of somebody's term, they're usually going to have money. If they have family that's going to look out for them, it usually lasts about 3 years. Some last 1 year. Depends. But anyways, when I was slinging dope, I always had this thing where I would try to get at the other homies that were slinging dope, and I would tell them, hey, homes, we need to talk. And, we need to know, like, hey, owns that vato over there. He owes. I had a cap. If you owed me $250, sometimes some people 200. If you owe me $250, you can't buy from me no more. Go ahead and pay that, and I got more for you when you do. But see, a lot of these other dudes were afraid, oh man, if he knows who my clients are, he's gonna snatch up my client. What you mean? Everybody bought from me, so they wouldn't tell me. And so, this dummy over here might let somebody run up a tab of 500 or 1,000. Oh, happy. Oh, fuck it. I'm getting 1,000 out of that vato. No, you're not. How you think you're gonna get 1,000 out of him? If he ran up a debt with you of 1,000, he's at 250 with me. Then we know that type of dude is doing illegal activities and buying off of the blacks too. And that's what happened with this one guy. He owed. We knew that he owed the raza at least 1,000, and he owed the blacks at least another 1,000. And when I found that out, that's when I told the homies, nah, he ain't gonna pay that shit. He don't have it like that, And it's unfortunate. The way that we got him was through his disease. He worked in the kitchen, one dining. That's 1 and 2 block. And somebody tried to tell him to come out to the yard, right? Hey, come out after. And he's like, nah, fuck that, homie. I'm my lias. So I told the homies, hey, tell that vato there's some really good dope on the yard. They told that vato there was some really good dope on the yard, and he immediately came out of that chajo. He said, fuck work. Where's it at? And then got whacked. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's also very unfortunate that he really thought he was going to burn everybody on the yard. And so he left. Now, I was going to go into more of what happened to him later. Somebody saw him when they went to medical, and let me tell you. He went to A Yard in New Folsom after he got hit, got out of AdSeg and went over there after he locked it up. And he had a vato's name right here. And one of the vatos that was on the mesa with me, he was able, he's cuffed up, he's in the cage, and that vato was right there walking by, and he goes, hey, what the fuck does that say on your neck? And he said the vato's name, right? And he goes, that's a vato's name. And he goes, hey, Holmes, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go all the way out. Whoa. And that's why I said, I wanted to say his name in his neighborhood, but his neighborhood does not deserve to be disrespected like that. Because on the other side of his neck, he had his neighborhood. Now, when I sold dope in prison, I think I've mentioned this before. There are a lot of dudes that, do not have a business mind, right? And it's the worst, homie, when somebody that's got the bag in there kicks one of their homies down. Famous line. Here you go, homie. Just make sure you put something in your locker. And it's a dude who's never sold dope, probably has low schooling, or maybe he does have schooling, but he's a thug, right? He's just a gangster. So he's going to go and find somebody to buy that paper off him, right? And he's going to tell him, just like this, hey, homie, I'm going to need that. I need to get paid within 3 days. And when that payment is not there on the third day, that guy wants to kill the other guy. It never failed when they would kick somebody down that didn't know what they were doing. He wants to go and whack a good homie because it wasn't there in that first 3 days. And mind you, that's the agreement they established. But see, luckily, because not only did I have a bag, but I had, again, I would be in positions to where if somebody's going to want to whack somebody like that, I need to know about it. They had to come through me and the other homies, right? And it would trip me out. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to whack this vato. For what? He owes me some feria. How much he owe you? $50. $50? What the fuck? Or, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's $250. Meanwhile, I'm making money off of this same individual every single month. You know what? Now and then he's a few days late. But I'm making money every single month off of this guy. So I would have to tell dudes, again, I would be like, what does he owe you? He owes me $75. 75? How'd you do that? But anyways, give me your address, homie. I'm paying you. I'll talk to him. And everybody always was like, considered me as being fair. And I don't want to make it seem as if I was some good guy when I'm fucking selling drugs to people. I was not a good guy. I was a good businessman. You know when people are running the debts up too far. And we've spoke about it before, and I want to speak about it now because a second ago or a few minutes ago, I said, that dude was doing illegal activities, buying off of blacks. And, a lot of people have the misunderstanding that that is based on racial motivations. It is not. Every organization in there wants to make money, has to make money. If you're not generating funds, what the hell are you doing? What kind of organization is that? So it was based more on you gotta buy from us. We keep our money within ourselves. And see, I've heard people on here tell stories, and I disagree because again, I was a businessman in there for a lot of years, and we couldn't buy nothing from them. But if they came with cash in hand, they could buy off of me. And there was this one dude, man, I think his name was D. And his mom was a doctor. This youngster, young black dude, this youngster used to come. He lived right upstairs from me. Every visit, he would come with a handful of $100 bills. And he used to just like to snort it. He'd put some heroin in an eye drop bottle, like a Visine bottle, shake it up, and trip me out. I was like, damn, I didn't even know blacks fucking like. You heard like the old blacks used to fuck with heroin, but these were all youngsters, and they'd be right there just snorting away. And a lot of people say, "Oh no, you can't." That's not true. See, they were spending their money in our backyard. That's legal. We just couldn't put our money in their pockets. I also saw one time when Al on A Prisoner's Awakening, he did a video once about I think it was about he'll probably, if I'm wrong, he'll correct me in the comments. About from Southern California that had a black dude bringing in dope for him, I think was the thing. I had that. There was a Crip from neighborhood. That fool, he told me, hey man, I pulled my homeboy's mom. I was like, your homeboy's on this yard too? And he's like, yeah. I said, fuck, yeah, you're crazy. What's up though? He's like, hey, she's willing to run for me. That's the nature of the beast. I got another runner, put more dope on the yard. I said, okay. He ran 2 times for me. I went to the oil. He sent word to me in the oil, hey, can I do one more for you? Absolutely. We made money. He got his third, like any of my runners got. We got a third of the product. Everything else, we made a bunch of money with it. And so for me, my experiences are different. It doesn't mean that Al's wrong. Where I was at, it was firmly understood. We're making money. Now, that could have turned into something bad, but I don't want to say the dude's name, the one from neighborhood, but he knew what time it was with me. I knew what time it was with him. We were both motivated by the same thing, getting money, and we did. I hear now that things are a lot worse in there as far as the drugs. I even hear that there's in some places, I can imagine which places it's not happening, but in some places, man, there's also declining. What's the word I want to use? Things aren't as rigid as they used to be. I'll put it that way. And that's unfortunate. And it's going to lead to a lot more people succumbing to their disease, because it is a disease, man. And, when I tell these stories, man, again, I don't try to glamorize none of this shit. I'm telling you what goes on in there. there are more dudes that locked it up over dope or got hit over dope than anything else. That's as far as the Vatos from Southern California. You know, and I've spoken to where I would see dudes come in, youngsters, never did heroin in their lives, but in their mind, to be a convict, to be a homie, you slam heroin. Nah, that's not part of the program. See, me, I was the complete opposite. When I came, I've never done heroin in my life, right? I've never done acid, shrooms, all that shit. I've never done that. Drugs were never really my thing. Criminality was. The neighborhood was. Those were my addictions, right? But when I went in, I noticed the dudes that were the hardest on the earth. I actually, it's on my podcast, right? Those of you that don't know, I do have a podcast. It's on a different platform. And it's the video why I never did drugs in prison. And it was because I saw vatos that had weight. Vatos, and when I say weight, I'm not talking dope. I'm talking about they had weight behind them. Like they were heavy on the yard. They weren't legends. Legends weren't on the yard at the time. But they were the vatos that were doing things, that were organizing things for them, right? And I would see them bend here and there, overlook something here and there because they were malias, because they needed to get high. And I said, dope is the power. And so I knew I'm gonna put in work. I'm gonna do what we do, but I'm gonna have the bag too. That was the clincher. I'm not telling you guys because you can't do that no more. The legends are out there. You ain't gonna come out there with a bag and think you're the man and all. No, It goes back to, like I keep telling you guys, get the clean bag out here. Be a lawyer. Start a business. Be a contractor. Go to school. Get out them streets. You don't want to sit behind them walls. That's my video for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Damn, I went 17 minutes. Dear Lord. That's a rarity. But anyways, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out.